Hi everyone, welcome to your 9th lesson on mindfulness. Today we're going to do some more heartfulness. This is going to be kind and caring on the playground. So lots of fun things can happen on the playground. Today we're going to go through some different scenarios, but first I want you to think back of when we first learned mindful heartfulness. Mindful heartfulness, when we learned how to send kind thoughts to others. Do you remember that? Who remembers how it made you feel when you sent kind thoughts to other people? It made you feel kind. It made you feel happy. Sometimes it really made you feel close to the person you were sending kind thoughts to, right? So heartfulness can make us feel very good inside. Have you ever had somebody say something really kind or really nice to you, and it made you feel that same way? Made you feel really good inside? Maybe happy and peaceful? Okay, now, have you ever had somebody say something to you that was more on the hurtful side of things? Maybe they meant to, maybe they didn't, but have you ever had somebody say or do something that made you feel not so good inside? Made you feel kind of heavy, sad, maybe even made you cry? So today we are going to do a little experiment, and it's going to have to do with some mindful listening as I guide you through some different scenarios. And we're going to learn how mindful heartfulness can make us feel on the inside and how we can do that every day for others. Are you ready? Get in your mindful bodies, and we're going to go through a little scenario. So close your eyes. Here we go. Imagine you're hanging out with your friends. Someone in your group gets picked on. Imagine that you laugh at the joke and run off ahead with friends who made the joke. Notice how you feel, and imagine how your friend who got picked on might feel. Now this time, imagine that someone in your group gets picked on. Everyone's laughing, but this time you hang back and tell your friend, "Don't worry, just forget about it." Your friend smiles and you walk together, catching up with the rest of the friends. Notice how you feel this time, and imagine how your friend might feel. Which feels better? Pause the video and share your thoughts. Now, imagine you are on the playground and someone comes up to you and says something very mean. Notice how that makes you feel. Now imagine that you want to say something mean back. Notice how your body feels and what that's like. You're about to say something or do something, but you stop for just a moment and you take 3 mindful breaths. Let's do that right now. If you still feel angry, take another breath. Now notice how you feel after taking some breaths. Pause the video and share how you feel now. So for most of us, when we helped others feel good, we felt good, right? When we feel good, we want others to feel good too. When we're feeling angry or we're feeling sad, sometimes that's when we end up making others feel the same way, right? But now we have a good tool to use when we're feeling those big emotions that we just typically don't know how to handle, okay? So, raise your hand if you've ever done something that you wished you hadn't have done. Have you ever yelled at someone when you wished you hadn't have? Or thrown something, or just done something that you really wish you could take back, but you just can't? Sometimes when we feel those negative and those really big, overwhelming emotions, and we don't take a minute to put some space between what we're feeling and how we react, then we end up doing things and saying things we wish we hadn't. But with mindfulness and taking a few deep mindful breaths, taking a mindful moment, we put some space between how we feel and how we react. And with mindfulness, we can make better choices. So that's your challenge this week. When you have a negative emotion, something that typically you would just react in a really negative way right away, I want you to try your best to stop, recognize that emotion. It's okay to feel what you feel. And take a few deep breaths to create some space between how you're feeling and what you choose to do about it. And when we take a few deep mindful breaths and kind of bring some oxygen back to our brains, it helps us make better choices in those moments. So the cool thing about mindful heartfulness is that when we send kind thoughts to others, it makes us feel good. It makes us feel happy. So in the same way, whenever something is making us angry, sometimes we act out that anger in unkind ways. Just like when we're feeling good, we act out that goodness in good ways. When we're feeling angry or upset, sometimes we act that feeling out in ways that aren't so great. But being angry is not bad, right? We all feel all the different kinds of emotions. It's just what we do with that anger that can make it a good or a bad thing, right? So everybody gets angry, and we don't have to be afraid or ashamed of anger. We want to bring mindfulness to the anger and transform that into heartfulness. Unless we use mindfulness, we can't catch ourselves and we'll always just act out our anger. I hope that makes sense. So, if we are mindful, we can choose to handle our anger differently. So the challenge to you this week is when you feel those big negative emotions, insert some mindfulness in between the emotion and your action. And let me know how that works out for you. Be sure to answer the journal questions, and I can't wait to hear how mindfulness is helping you this week. Everybody have a great day. Stay in your mindful bodies and take a few more deep breaths as you think about how to apply this to your life this week.